The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Tax the rich, feed the poor, till there are no rich no more.
Welcome to Pod Talk, everybody. I'm Jim.
I'm Paul.
And I'm Jeremy.
And what are we going to kick it off with, Jeremy?
We are going to kick it off with Richard Spencer, since he seems to be coming back into the news.
Explain to the people.
Richard Spencer is the organizer and what I would classify as the leader of the Unite the Right. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that, but if you paid attention to the news with the rally that was down in Charlottesville, I believe back in August of last year, 3 people were killed. One lady was run over by a car, and 2 cops were killed, and I believe a helicopter crash as a result of this rally. You know, people who would not have been there had it not been for Spencer and his group Unite the Right.
Right.
Basically, he is planning another rally, and he says, let's see if I can find it here, what he said. He said, we will come back again and again and again, and the scenes of flames and fury that march through the streets of Charlottesville will be repeated.
But you know what? Like we were talking about before the show went on, he has the right to go there, like him or not. I mean,
yeah,
he has the right to be heard, just like everyone else.
He's also got a rally planned for Cincinnati, Ohio, at the UC campus there.
You going to be there?
I don't know if I will be there or not, because Cincinnati's handling him pretty damn well. They purposely, I would assume, to slow him down, tacked on an $11,000 security fee. And he filed a lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
Well, the federal judge is setting the start date, mind you, for this lawsuit of March 18th, 2019. He's already been put off for about 6 or 7 months, and now he's going to have to wait at least another year before he even gets to hear the lawsuit. And then, yeah, they're handling him pretty well. I mean, I'd say within a year and a half, 2 years, he'll be in Cincinnati, but they're putting him off for quite a while.
You want to hear something funny? In Boston, this is when all the Occupied shit was going down. And,
yeah.
Well, the Tea Party wanted to do a rally, right? And the city of Boston would not issue them a license. And then had the Occupy movement come in and do their protests, and they issued them no license. They let them do it without even issuing a license to them.
Yeah, and that's sad. They want to cry freedom of speech and, oh, this is unconstitutional, and then they go and do shit like that.
Yeah. I believe that was one of the last acts of Mayor Menino. I believe it was Menino still when that happened.
Well, at the same time, Charlottesville, Virginia, they know who Richard Spencer is. They know what he's like. They know what happened the last time there was a major rally down there, yet they're not denying him a permit. They're doing nothing to avoid it.
They can't deny it. They can be sued.
Yeah,
but the thing is, like he said,
they got away with it.
Yep, Boston got away with it. They would not issue the Tea Party a fucking license. They said it was going to be too disruptive, and they didn't have the resources.
Yeah, I remember that. See, that was unconstitutional as hell, but nobody's crying foul about it.
No, because...
Well, the Tea Party didn't sue them. We're going to sue our government.
And the funny thing is...
So we're going to come out of taxpayers' money.
And the funny thing is, the Tea Party happened in Boston. It was the fucking Boston Tea Party, you fucking morons.
Yeah, over...
Is that irony to the highest?
Yeah, over higher taxes on a British breakfast beverage. If it wasn't for the Britons, we probably wouldn't have a whole lot of tea over here.
Right.
Yeah.
And they got it from China.
Yep. Yes, they did. Well, the British Empire was pretty much everywhere back then. I mean, the sun never set on the British Empire.
No, it was that massive. But
Yes.
they, like everybody else in the world who's tried to take that much territory, made the mistake of spreading themselves too thin.
Yeah, you overextend yourself.
And that's why a bunch of farm boys here were able to take them out.
Yeah, because they couldn't devote themselves to it. Believe me, if Britain could have devoted their full attention to the colonies, would have never happened. We'd
I know
the British. Well, maybe not still, but it wouldn't have happened then.
Funny thing was, we during the whole war we had Ben Franklin going back and forth.
Yeah, he didn't even come back from France when his wife died.
I didn't know that.
There. Yeah, he just stayed there. He was like, oh well, having too much fun over here.
Right,
I don't have to worry about her either.
I got all these French hookers over here, you know.
Exactly. And they loved him in France. He was like a fucking, a superstar.
Rocks.
Yeah, they treated him like royalty there and in Britain.
Well, the British weren't too happy with him after the old eating thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been to Lexington and Concord, because around here, this is where the Revolutionary War
started. First shot heard around the world was on Old North Bridge, and I've been on there a few times.
Yeah, in Concord.
I used to pick up the garbage in Lexington and seen all the old sites.
I bet the British were wishing they didn't tax that tea so much.
Oh yeah.
And see what the funny thing is?
Broke the camel's, the straw that broke the camel's back.
And the thing is, they were being taxed at like 1% or 2% or something like that. And now,
That was the audacity. Yeah, I know, and they're taxing us.
Oh, do you know what it was? It was taxation without representation, right? Now it's massive taxation with representation. Is that better?
Around here in Ohio, at least in Ohio, I don't know what the state taxes are where you guys are at, but in Ohio, if you count federal,
we don't have state tax.
Federal, state, and local taxes, it's like 26% of your gross income.
What?
Total in taxes.
Fuck.
Yeah, we're in Mass. It was 33% is basically what they took out of you.
Yeah, but the state tax was it was what, 6%?
Well, 6.5% now.
6.5% now. Yeah.
It was 5%.
But see, we pay here where we're at. We pay city taxes, county taxes, state taxes, federal taxes, and of course, I'm sure that you guys probably pay into Social Security and all that where you're at.
Yeah.
But
yeah, we're not that fucking hillbilly.
But you add up all the taxes the government gets out of people in Ohio, and it's like 26 or 26.5%.
In New Hampshire, in New Hampshire, on your income, you charged federal tax. That's it. There's no state tax. There's no local tax. Well, I mean, property taxes.
Property taxes is the local.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys probably have high property taxes too.
We don't pay a 5% state tax.
No, we have no state tax.
We have no
income
sales tax.
I mean, no sales tax either. Zero.
What's the cost of living there, though?
It's not.
In New Hampshire, it's not bad, especially where we are.
Yeah.
And that's just because we're right over the line.
In Massachusetts, you can earn a lot more money than in New Hampshire.
That's why people live in New Hampshire, because you can buy a house a lot cheaper.
And then you drive the house to work, where all right, say like a warehouse job. New Hampshire will pay you, say, $12 an hour. In Mass, it's $16, $18 an hour.
Right, well.
So it's worth doing the, what do you call it, the rush hour going down to Mass.
We were talking about my job a while back, and, I make $19.60 an hour with any kind of shift differential. It puts me like 20-something an hour, but they don't go very far here. I mean, I have $850 a month rent, $200.
$850 a month rent?
Yes.
That's a fucking joke.
So how many bedroom?
3.
Shit! You know what that would be in Mass and New Hampshire? In New Hampshire, you're talking $1,200 easily. In Mass,
1800.
1800.
Typically around here, that goes for anywhere between 11 and 16 a month.
Yeah, that's what it would be. 16 would be cheap in Mass.
I got lucky with the landlord that I have. These I can't say enough.
Does your wife work?
Yes, I cannot say enough nice things about our landlord because I was talking to him a while back about my mother passing away, and then I was going to have to probably take over part of the payment to her house and maybe some of the utilities there. He said, "You let us know whatever it is you have to pay out on that, and then we'll knock it off your rent."
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Has he got another house for rent? I'll fucking move.
This dude's got a bunch of houses. He's got several houses, an apartment complex.
No, mine.
Actually, I couldn't live in Ohio.
My monthly
Why, you got a
bills
warrant?
is $600, $700.
A couple unmarked shallow graves that haven't been identified yet, and I don't want them to.
God.
No, I couldn't be that far from the ocean. I've lived around the ocean my whole life. I love the ocean. I don't go there as much as I used to.
I've been to the ocean one time, and that was 2 years ago, and I didn't want to leave.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You've never been on a boat beyond 25 miles. You've never been anywhere where you couldn't see land?
No, the Great Lakes, I think you can go to a place where you can't see land.
No, deep sea fishing out here. They go 25 miles out and you can't see land.
Right, but I think if you go to like the middle of Lake Superior, you'd be where you couldn't see land.
Wow, that's true.
I think because it's like 20 miles, you lose the horizon.
Yeah,
I mean, the land goes over the horizon. Yeah.
Where I went was Oak Island, North Carolina, and I want to go back so bad. I can't stand it.
I love the Carolina. I love the South. I love it down south. People are nice. I know I say this all the time, but they are.
Especially nice. Black people.
Black people are
nice. Up here, they're just fucking rude, ignorant.
Go to Virginia, right, and go into like a chicken place. You get fried chicken or something like that. Hi, honey, what can I get you? You know what I mean? And you're like, huh? You're being nice to me? Fucking, you go to a place up here where it's all black and shit. You don't want to talk to them. They don't want to talk to you, and you don't want to talk to them. Not exclusively, but yeah, you can feel the tension everywhere you go.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's there's places like that here in Ohio, like Cincinnati and Dayton.
Yeah,
few other places, but
something about the North.
I would not live in those places to save my life. I wouldn't do it.
No, from what I've seen on Cincinnati, nothing personal, dude. It looks like a fucking sewer.
You should see Dayton. Believe it or not, Cincinnati is nice compared to Dayton.
Oh, geez.
And
really?
It's one of the worst places around here. I don't want to knock people from Cleveland because I don't know anyone from Cleveland except for a handful of people, but. No, I went there one time and I'll never go back.
That bad, huh?
Yeah, it's that bad.
We don't really have that bad of cities around here in New England. No. Connecticut. Forgot about fucking Connecticut.
The whole state.
And Waterbury and shit like that.
Bridgeport.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. Not after dark.
And just down the road, I'd say about 5 or 6 miles from here is Middletown, and that city, believe it or not, has made it in the I believe the top 20 list nationwide for murders and missing people.
Didn't Donald try to pick up a fucking transvestite from Middletown? I think it was Middletown.
Yeah, well,
I can't remember. We'd have to ask Donald. I wonder if we can get him to come on here. And talk about transvestites from Middletown.
Because he said, he goes, where do you live? And it said Middletown. I was like, isn't that the town that Donald lives in? No, he lives in the next town over.
Yeah, he lives about 2 miles from me.
Okay.
Oh, God bless you.
And then Dave, he's about give or take 3 miles. Les is somewhere in that range. Shannon's somewhere in that range.
You ever have to throw Donald out of the yard for peeking in your windows?
No, thank God.
But you had to think about that for a second. You didn't just say no. You went, no.
I've not had to throw him out, but it just makes me wonder if he's peeked in my windows. Sorry, Donald, if you're listening.
You know if he was, even if it was just moonlight, you just see, because he's got a gigantic head. So when it moved in front of the window, any light that was coming through that window would now be blocked. Well, you just see a fucking shadow.
The only two windows in my house that he could actually look into have cameras pointed at them. So all the other windows in the house are too far up off the ground for people to be able to look into them.
Do you know what the funny part is? If Donald's seen the camera in the window, he'd start doing a fucking a show. He'd just start talking. He'd start plugging shit.
I can't take this anymore. It's disgusting.
He'd point his phone through the window so he could Facebook Live and catch the camera looking back at him.
Well, yeah, while he's being fucking stalking, basically.
Oh no, there goes Jeremy through the house in his underwear.
Fucking Donald's looking in the camera in your window and plugging his fucking shit. I'm going to be on this and I'm going to be on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's good at advertising stuff, isn't he?
Damn right, he is a great salesman. Especially at selling himself. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Because that's what this job kind of entails.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why, I wouldn't say I hounded him too much about this militia that we're in, but he's perfect for it because he gets into the stuff. He'll sell it to you like it's, for lack of a better way of putting it, like it's a used car. He'll tell you exactly what he thinks of it, and he's honest about it.
Yeah, Donald's used car lot. What are you selling? Militia. What year is that?
We're selling sheepdogs.
Never heard of that car before.
It's a 2012 militia.
Right, pretty much.
Does that got air conditioning? Absolutely.
Yes, it does, and occasionally it's haunted.
Yeah. Oh, I can't talk about that. I was gonna. Speaking of haunted,
what's wrong?
You want to talk about can we do it?
For tomorrow night, you mean?
No, for yes.
No,
we can't. Okay.
No.
All right.
He's like,
they want to advertise something that's not going to be there.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to advertise it. I was just going to talk about the logistics of it. Do you know what? If you don't want me to, I won't. I'll shut up. We can go on to the next subject. Damn.
Yeah, we'll hold off on that.
Yeah, do you know what we'll do is we'll see how it goes?
Yeah, see where it...
And then we will comment on it at a later date.
Yeah, because I'm going to have to tell them we already got somebody doing that. There's no
now
need
you're talking
for you
about
to do it. Yeah.
Well, it's found an interesting article posted by Channel 9 in Cincinnati. It says, gun law changes embraced by Governor Kasich, introduced in Ohio. Basically, Ohio would get a red flag law and other bipartisan gun law changes. The red flag law basically says if anybody thinks you're nuts, they can come and take your guns. And
all they got to do is make the accusation.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
And,
they take it, and then they make you prove you're innocent.
He's also trying...
now they're going to embarrass people so that they won't buy guns.
He's also trying to set it to where in Ohio that any new federal regulation that comes up automatically turns into state law.
What?
Yes.
So you don't even... So the people get... It's representation without representation?
Something like that. Basically what he's saying is if the federal government makes a new gun regulation, that it will automatically be a regulation in Ohio.
Which that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the federal government has no right to be making regulations about the Second Amendment.
Right. He's doing his damnedest because he's on his way out.
He's trying to do as much damage as he can.
The election here is May 8th, I believe. So.
Oh, it can't be soon enough. I hate him.
Right.
During the election,
we're a month away.
He just came off as...
Why are you having elections in May?
I have no idea. It's like midterm elections for senators and governor.
In May?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but why May? Usually it's September, and then the final one's in November.
Yeah, that's how it is up here, anyways.
Well, around here it's May 8th.
Really? Huh.
Well,
do you know what? I can picture everyone just fucking clapping when he's leaving office. Goodbye, you fucking useless piece of shit. During the election, I wanted to strangle him so hard. Yeah. Oh shit, Jeremy. Last night we were finding all these fucking old gay songs from the 70s. And the idea behind it is, well, not gay, but they're just mushy, sappy songs.
Right.
And the idea is...
Well, the first thing I thought of was the Village People when you said that.
We're gonna throw in some of that, too. Every week, instead of having a theme song for the Friday night show, we're just going to play a different song every week. And we're going to try to just keep it being like progressively worse song.
It'll get worse and worse as it goes along.
Yeah, it's going to get sappier and faggier. It's going to be great. I think it's one of my true artistic inputs into the show.
Wow.
So we had to listen to him last night and sample them, and I think Jimmy got a little teary-eyed on it. A couple songs. I think I struck a couple memories.
Billy, don't be a hero.
Yeah.
I had a tear on that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, please don't sing.
Yeah, now we're going to be doing Val's show. We're doing karaoke now.
Oh God.
Well, at least you can understand us when we sing, kinda.
It's too bad we can't just air any song we want on the air.
I got a bunch of intros and exits. What we use for music on ours.
Yeah.
Well, I used to do Joe's, and I would do a different one. All those commercials, that I would do different ones every week. That's why I got about fucking 300 of them already set up.
That'd be fucking great.
Oh, excuse me, I'm here trying to talk and burping at the same time. Good Lord.
That sounded good.
Yeah.
Sounded relieving.
That was a fake belch. That was my...
Thought it was you.
No, I was burping in the background while I was playing.
Not drinking tonight, Jeremy?
Actually, I've already drank the one beer I had in the fridge. I got in a hurry to get down here thinking I was late and didn't go get any beer.
Well, we could always do a commercial if you need to upload.
Yeah, it would take me about 15 minutes to get to the store and back.
Oh, I thought you meant like you had to go upstairs to get a beer.
Oh,
no, we can't have that.
No, I can't leave that one. By the time I get back, the show would be over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be. We're almost at the halfway mark.
We'll be back after this brief intermission. And then the show never comes back.
Yeah, just music.
You want to talk about the YouTube shooting, girl?
Do you want? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes. I have a whole list of articles here saying the shooter, we'll start with this one. The shooter apparently visited a major gun range in the area before the shooting. And not only that, her family apparently, as we've heard with a lot of mass shootings, the police were warned by the family and did nothing.
Zero.
Not a thing.
Go ahead.
She apparently had a 9mm Smith & Wesson handgun. Okay, why is that the only gun they're talking about? Because I could have... Oh, well, here's audio of it, but I can't play it to you guys.
What do you mean there's audio of it?
Yeah, there's a video playing on the page. It had audio.
Oh, okay. No, yeah.
Oh, you mean you can't get it on the soundboard?
She was upset with YouTube's practices and policies.
Yeah, because she thought they were keeping her from getting hits.
She did this over her YouTube channel. That's sad. That is really sad.
Yeah, I know it.
No, a friend of mine told me that her boyfriend worked there or something like that, or an ex-boyfriend worked there.
That's what I thought. She went there to shoot him.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
That it was something about a boyfriend and stuff, too. Who knows? She's a fucking liberal vegan.
She's a moron.
Yeah, basically, it sounds like she Googled some place called Mountain View and discovered that it was close to YouTube headquarters. So when she went down there, she decided to shoot the place up because she was pissed off at YouTube.
God damn. Man, just file a grievance.
Yeah, she was there for roughly 20 minutes, the way they're talking, but they're not talking about any kind of victims or anything else. They're not saying anything about anybody getting hurt, except her.
I heard 2 people got shot, neither were fatal, and then she offed herself.
Yeah, it doesn't even say how many shots were fired or anything like that.
No, and if you notice, right, when it's a shooting that they condone, the media, you know everything. Everything.
Oh yeah. Well, see, one of the reasons they're not probably talking a whole lot about the YouTube shooting is because YouTube helps them.
It's Muslim, and that's against their narrative.
Yeah, YouTube's like a big social media mouthpiece for the left-wing media.
Yeah, it goes against their agenda, so it's like, shh, it'll go away. It'll go away. Just let it go.
Oh,
and I told Jimmy it was going to be a liberal that did it.
Oh yeah.
I said I guarantee. Well, yeah, she's a fucking Iranian fucking vegan, animal rights activist.
Yeah. Oh, get this. I don't know if you guys have heard that their Netflix is. Let's see how do I put this. George Soros has a major share in Netflix. So now you got Barack Obama's going to be doing a show on there.
Susan
Rice
is on the board.
Susan Rice is on the board, and I believe Michelle Obama's got some
kind of Netflix.
Yeah, Michelle Obama's got some kind of show that's supposed to be cropping up on there.
Do you ever see the Bill Nye show that was on there? It was geared for children. Excuse me.
No.
Holy crap! What a fucking piece of garbage. I watched a few of them just to see, you know, and I heard everyone just torturing this show. Then I went in, kind of an open mind.
Yeah.
Boy, were they right to torture it.
Yeah.
They had some actress up there singing to children about her vagina. She's literally singing to children about her vagina, how it has a voice and it needs to be heard.
Abortion, please.
And Twitter is now censoring anybody who talks about the YouTube shooting, defending it as handling of misinformation and abuse in the aftermath of the shooting.
Right, because they're going to be the arbitrators of what speech can be heard and what can't.
Right. Now we got judges on we got people censoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's clear and blatant censorship.
Yeah. This is not what America's about.
Facebook censors, Twitter censors. It's ridiculous. Put it all out and nothing.
Did you see the post Donald made just a few days ago where if you go through your settings on Facebook, they actually label you politically?
Yes, they do put you into a fucking, into a column.
Mine, if you go look at it.
Oh my God, I can just imagine.
Not my personal one, because I don't...
I about died when I saw this. Mine, if you look at it, says very conservative.
How do you find that?
I'm looking for it now. If you go to your settings on Facebook, where it says privacy blocking and all that, down below you'll see one that says ads. Click that.
Ads?
Yeah, and then you click the after you click ads, you click the your information link, and it will pop up a list of stuff that you're interested in and everything else. And it should be in there. I'll click your categories. It'll say about you, and next to it, click your categories, it'll have your birthday, and then under that it says U.S. politics. And
does it? Jimmy said.
And on mine it says very conservative.
I can imagine mine would be very conservative.
All right, I want this sentence. I'm a general account sentence.
And then scroll down.
I see apps and websites, and underneath it says ads.
Click that.
Let's see, Jimmy.
You click. Once you click.
Yeah, Jimmy's computer is super fucking slow.
All right, now it says your ad preferences.
Okay. Do you see a link in there that says your information?
It says your interest, advertisers you've interacted with. Oh, yeah, your information. Let me go to that.
Okay, you click that one, and then you'll see something that says about you, and right next to it in gray it says your categories.
Yep.
Click that.
Birthday in August, U.S. politics. Very conservative.
Yes, Jimmy! Yay!
You terrorist.
Yep.
I know.
Yep. You fucking white supremacist, you, Jimmy.
Gmail. How does they fucking do something like that when they really...
Right.
It must be the stuff that we're putting on Facebook.
Yeah, of course it is. They're using your information.
It even tells you what operating systems and what kind of equipment you use to access Facebook. Like mine right here, it says operating system Windows 10, which is bullshit because I don't have Windows 10 on any of my computers because it's junk. And then it says Android devices and Wi-Fi.
Yeah. I don't access, I use my phone for everything now. I actually packed my computer away. I never use it. And it's a nice computer. I never use it.
Oh, I built mine. So I'll never put it away.
We may be using it soon if one of these crashes.
Yeah, if that happens,
it even tells me that I've accessed this from a 4G cellular network with a Galaxy S5.
Wow. If we spy on ourselves, we do it to ourselves.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Look, this is how paranoid I used to be about the government and shit, right? I didn't want to ever touch a computer or anything because I was saying, I don't want the fucking government knowing what I'm up to.
Right.
And everyone's like, well, you know, it's the wave of the future and shit. And I'm like, you know what? Then let the future happen without me being involved.
Right.
But the reality is, the internet's fucking cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing anything that like...
Yeah.
What, they're gonna bust me for a fucking bag of fucking...
You know why they make a joke and give Al Gore credit for inventing the internet?
Why?
Because when it was being decided on to whether or not to go public with it and give public access to the internet, he was the deciding vote.
Oh, so he created the internet because he was vice president.
Yeah.
I get it. He was the deciding vote in the Senate.
This is the same guy who bitches about clean energy and saving the environment, reduce your electrical use, while he owns a house in Tennessee that uses more electricity than anyone in the county.
He has a private jet. How much gas does that burn next to my fucking Chevy?
Right? As soon as they start that thing up, it's burnt more than your car in a year.
That's right, before it even got off the fucking runway and into the air.
Yeah, before it ever even gets a chance to take off, it's already sent more chlorofluorocarbons or whatever you want to call it into the air than your car ever will.
Yep. I argued that with the kid that I used to live next to and when I lived in Northampton. He's like, well, he's the messenger. He's got to get the message out. I go, tell him to take a fucking hot air balloon.
No, they also say that it's been scientifically proven that all the cows in the country produce more greenhouse gases than 10 years worth of driving on all the cars in the United States.
Every time a volcano hiccups, it puts more shit into the air than the whole Industrial Revolution did.
Basically, what they're saying with this stuff is, you know, global warming or climate change, or whatever you want to call it, is real, but it's not the fault of man. It's natural.
It's just a change in the fucking... You got to realize, Everyone thinks that the Earth goes around the sun the exact same way every year. It doesn't.
No.
The orbit varies. And a small variation on that orbit
It's
can have a big
elongated.
impact. Right, it's an elliptical orbit.
Right.
No, but I'm saying we don't go around the sun in the exact same spot every year.
Right, that's
it
what I'm saying.
changes.
No, and then we recently passed, I think this was 2, maybe 3 years ago, if you really want to call that recent, passed through what they call a galactic equator, which effectively over time slowly reverses the magnetic poles of the Earth, which will also cause temperature changes, rapid rises in, bad weather, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've had 3 massive extinctions on Earth, major extinctions on Earth, right? Where life was almost ended. And all 3 of them were before we were here, before human beings existed.
Yeah. But they think we're the cause of all the global warming. Actually, I shouldn't say global warming because the left has gotten smart and decided to call it climate change.
Climate change. Because then it's like a psychic. If you can be vague enough, everything's real.
Well, because there's no disproving climate change. It's going to change no matter what you do. We could not be here at all, and it's still going to change. So when they say climate change, we can't say, oh, you're wrong, it doesn't exist, because it does.
Yeah, dinosaurs used to live on Antarctica. On the continent of Antarctica, they found bones of dinosaurs. It was warm there once.
They're bitching about the same shit, just calling it a different name. That's all it is.
Exactly. If you control the language, then you control the argument.
Yep.
They always do that.
Manipulation through indoctrination.
Yeah, remember when they came out with Obamacare? And they were all touting it as Obamacare.
My insurance was $56 a week before he signed that into law. Literally within a month, it shot up to $209 a week.
Yeah, well, all the liberals were touting it as They were all touting it as Obamacare, and when the shit hit the fan, and everyone seen what a disaster it was, they didn't want you calling it Obamacare.
Oh no! Now they
American Care Act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they started calling it the Affordable Care Act.
Yes.
Affordable. That's it.
Yep. And that's what liberals do.
It's been
do you know what it's like? It's like a religious cult that's calling for the end of the world, and the end of the world don't come, and then they move the date and they change the name of the church.
Yeah.
And call it something else. Everything is exactly the same.
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. Every time they get something major like that, like the climate change stuff or Obamacare, and it fails and people see it, they just change the name of it.
Yep. Because if you change, it's like a company going
bankrupt. It's a word game. It's a mindfuck.
It's the same song and dance, same bullshit day in and day out. They just keep changing the name and keep making the same argument and going nowhere with it.
Yeah, it's the same as Y2K and all that shit.
Yeah, I can remember that.
Do you know what climate change is? It's a fucking other doomsday cult.
Right.
That's all it is. You've got all the same players. You got the charismatic leader. You got, if you don't believe in it, they call you a fucking heretic. It's all the same thing. Believe my way, or you don't believe in science, or whatever. You're a fucking ignorant
Here's a picture of 2 cops leaning in a car here. It says, "Do you know why I'm stopping you?" And the guy says, "Well, officer, a crime requires an injured party. Since there isn't one, I assume you're attempting to manufacture my consent to a contract with the state's corporate policy in order to generate more revenue as part of your racketeering scheme."
Yeah. The cops have become tax collectors.
Right.
Technically, that's all they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's how they
branch of the IRS.
That's how they can afford to have more cops on duty, is by having them pull over people to pay for them cops.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it's doing, because otherwise it's unconstitutional almost every single time they stop you. But, it's like DUI stops around here. They will tell you when they're going to be and everything else. So when you do drive through one, they say, well, you drove through here, so you automatically gave us consent because we told everybody where we were going to be at.
Yeah. I forget the state. I forget what state it is. When they're doing the roadblocks, they have nurses and stuff right there, and they will forcibly take your blood.
Yeah.
If you will not submit to a fucking a test, like the breathalyzer, the on-field breathalyzer,
that
they will forcibly
unconstitutional.
take blood.
That's unconstitutional.
Oh, yeah.
That's illegal search and seizure.
Unconstitutional.
A judge has the
right. You got the right not to incriminate yourself.
Right, and for a blood test or a urine test, if you refuse to submit to it, the only way they can get it is from a court order from a judge. I'm good, Jimmy.
Yeah,
but I forget what state it is. New Hampshire just got rid of them. They were found to be unconstitutional in New Hampshire. Well, no more fucking DUI stops.
Yeah, they tried to do away with red light and speed cameras here in Ohio, claiming they caused too many accidents and saying they were unconstitutional as well. And technically they are, but they're still here.
Well, of course. Yeah. That's government being government.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Too much lost revenue for them if they go away.
Yep.
Especially places like Dayton. Dayton thrives on that kind of stuff. If you take away the red light cameras and their speeding cameras and all that shit, Dayton would sink.
I got busted for a fucking driving under in a town called Newmarket up here in New Hampshire. I was at a train stop. And the fucking, the things come down and the lights flash and shit.
Yeah.
And afterwards, they went up. And the lights stopped. So I went on. I got pulled over. And they're like, do you know why you got pulled over? I'm like, absolutely not. They go, well, you didn't wait for the red light.
Right.
I go, yeah, the red lights were off. No, what they did was they put a red light way up in the air. So if you're like the first or second car in line, you can't see it. Because it's above the roof of your car.
Right.
And it stays on for like another 5 seconds after the other ones go up.
Now around here they've started this, well, I don't know if it's new around where you guys are at, but they've started putting speed sensors in guardrails.
Yes, I've seen them in DC.
Pass one, and then when you pass the next one you pass has a camera on it, and if you're above the speed, it zaps your picture and sends you a ticket in the mail.
Yep. I've seen them in DC, and do what in New Hampshire they do that too. But it goes through the only way they do it is through your Easy Pass.
Mm-hmm.
They've got these little fucking the signs that got the battery packs and tell you to slow down.
Right.
Well, they have them, but they got antennas on them. And what they do is they read your Easy Pass, and if you cross one and then your other too quick, they know you were speeding, and they send you a thing in the mail.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Get this,
I can't do that.
Mark,
tell them to prove it. Where's the fucking?
Do you know what? My old boss Joe figured a way around that. What he used to do, he had a little fucking metal box in his glove box, and he kept the Easy Pass in it, and he took it out and held it up to the windshield when he was going through tolls, and then put it back in the box so it couldn't read it. I was like, that's a smart move, old man.
Here's something you guys might be interested in if you haven't already heard. Facebook improperly shared personal information of 87 million users to a political consulting firm called Cambridge Analytica.
Oh, Jesus, if it's got the name Cambridge in it, they're liberal.
Yeah, and now that this has come out, I guess Mark Zuckerberg has to testify in front of...
Mark Zuckerberg, you bet, yeah.
Yeah,
in front of
Mark
Congress.
Zuckerberg, he has to testify on Capitol Hill.
Yeah. And do you know what they're going to do? Nothing. It's going to be 3 days of fucking blah, 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 and nothing. When is the last time a congressional hearing actually acted on something?
It never really has.
Never.
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 Nothing serious has ever come out of it anyway.
Nah. Nah, they just fucking, it's just a chance for them to get fucking airtime, and they blab, and they say, see, we're working.
Yeah, but this could also be prelude to another social media giant coming out and kicking Zuckerberg off his high horse, too. Somebody taking over, because somebody taking over the genre, basically, because he's screwing up and they don't like what he's doing. So they're going to knock him off his throne.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he'll always be rich. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he's not going to be the fucking magnet that he thought he was going to be. He thought he was going to fucking die, fucking Mr. Facebook. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's going to end up much like, oh God, what was the other social media platform that was,
MySpace.
MySpace. They were real big until Facebook hit.
Yep.
And now Facebook is real big. If the next big social media thing hits, Facebook would be gone.
And good. Do you know what? Good riddance. Did you see what Elon Musk wants to do?
No, I have not seen anything since he launched
the car in space?
Since he launched his car in space.
He wants to buy Facebook and delete it. Yep.
That'd be interesting.
And he said, he goes, I'm serious. He goes, I'm not lying. He goes, I want to buy it and I want to cancel it. He fucking hates it, evidently.
Oh, well, I'm going to look that up while says he wants to buy Twitter. Hell, that.
No, he wants to buy Facebook.
Well, I am looking that up. You know, I know I just passed a link that says he wants to buy Twitter.
You know, the fucking car, the Tesla he sent out into space, it's going to miss Mars. It's going to miss.
Oh, that sucks. I haven't heard that.
It's but the cool thing is, it's going to go to the asteroid belt in between Mars and Jupiter. That'll be cool. I mean, I don't know. Have we ever sent a probe there?
To Mars?
No, to the asteroid belt between Mars and
no
Jupiter. Idea. You would think that would be someplace that they'd want to send something to. But I've never seen one.
Yeah.
So let it be a Tesla. Who cares?
Okay, they're saying that him wanting to buy Facebook and get rid of it is a hoax.
Ah, boo. I was hoping that was real.
Yeah, so was I.
My wife would love it. She'd be like, good, now you can't talk to your friends. It's like, ew.
Oh, I did not know this, too, that Facebook owns Instagram.
Oh, really?
Did not know that.
Well, you do now.
Yeah. Well, it kind of makes sense. It's like all the fucking media's been doing for the last 30 years. Buying up the local units and stuff so they can totally control the speech. You know, it was illegal to own two newspapers in the same city, two television stations. You couldn't do that. Can now.
Right.
I see, that's just wrong.
Yeah, well, they didn't want any one news source owning the fucking information.
Right. And now they are.
Yeah, well, you got like, and I hate to say it, but you got like iHeart and fucking Warner and all these fucking groups buying up all the information they can that's being put out to people, and you have no other source. Thank God for the internet, because at least you get independent sources like Breitbart and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Alex Jones.
They're trying to take Alex Jones and Breitbart down so bad it's ridiculous.
And you know what? Fucking Breitbart has never, as far as I know, has never had to print a retraction for a story they did.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice if CNN and them could follow that fucking template?
They can't.
They can't. Exactly.
Well, do you know what they do is they just ignore it when they don't even do the retraction anymore when they're proven wrong.
I guess the somebody from Twitter, they were talking about how much Elon Musk loves Twitter, and somebody from Twitter said you should buy it then, and he responded to them by saying, how much is it?
Yeah, what's the going price?
Right.
Wouldn't that fuck the shareholders up?
Yeah, that's what's even funnier is the fact that they got right after that. Somebody says, I hope he buys it and deletes it like he was supposed to do to Facebook.
It must be nice to have that kind of money.
I'll be honest with you. For as rich as he is, he come from some very, very humble means. He's learning disabilities, parents who beat on him, and he come from a really, really rough background.
And do you know what the cool thing is? That proves that you can come from adversity to be great.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why he is the way he is. I mean, like, a $90 million space launch for a rocket that would have cost the taxpayers $450 million if NASA had done it.
Exactly. The private sector does everything better. It does. It does everything better than government.
Everything better and cheaper. Well, that's... Yeah. People were talking about that a while back, speaking of the private sector doing stuff better. I believe it was FDR's...
Because people in NASA, they go to people that are military.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whereas private organizations, they're going with people with PhDs and stuff.
And do you know what? NASA never built a fucking rocket. It was built by fucking other companies, Lockheed and private companies. It wasn't a NASA rocket that went into space.
Right. Well, with SpaceX, they used what they call it, modified rockets from the Apollo moon program.
Yeah, from the Saturn V's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
The fucking Saturn V was a great rocket. Why did we ever retire it?
Well, apparently
it worked all the time.
Apparently it still is a great rocket because he... Wow. He used the fucking... And he launched this thing into space, a thing that could carry a payload. What they say it was 10 times larger than any NASA rocket.
Oh, yeah?
So 10 times anything NASA could have ever launched, or did they ever... Because... Not launch now, because the Saturn V could launch a lot of weight. Yeah. I'm talking about what they can launch now.
Well, they're talking with the launch vehicle. They're talking cargo-wise. They're not counting, the launch vehicle and the weight of the rockets and all that.
What, the 3 rockets?
Total cargo payload that the SpaceX Falcon Heavy could carry 10 times more weight than the NASA shuttle program could.
Was it? That's because there was 3 rockets instead of 2.
No. But he's saying per launch vehicle.
Well, basically, it was the same amount of rockets. Like 2 booster rockets for the shuttle, and then the one what they call it,
the main engine.
The main engine. It was the same for Falcon Heavy, except the rockets were modified and had actually had more engines in them than they did through NASA.
Right, so they could, for the same amount of weight, they could give more thrust.
Yeah, for the same amount of weight, they had more thrust. Therefore, carry a larger payload into space.
Hey, do you know what it cost NASA to put a pound of fucking anything, a pound into space? $10,000 for every pound.
Yeah. I'm going to look that up since I'm sitting here thinking about it, because I do believe they were saying that
just about out of time.
That the shuttle cargo could not have even carried his Tesla into space.
Oh no, absolutely could have. Absolutely could have.
Cargo-wise.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's got a cargo bay the size of a fucking school bus.
Yes, but they're talking weight, not size.
But the thing is, right, they launched the Cassini probe, the shuttle did.
Yeah, which
and
I thought that was like
humongous.
10,000 pounds or something like that.
It was huge.
All right, folks, it's just about time to sign out. You can catch us again next Thursday, 8 p.m.
And tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for All In.
Yeah, you can catch us tomorrow night on where we don't talk politics. We just talk anything that comes to mind.
Real quick, the shuttle could carry a 65,000-pound payload, with the total weight of the vehicle and the rockets being at 4.4 million pounds.
Yeah, and Tesla doesn't weigh 64,000 pounds.
No, it does not.
All right, folks. Everybody have a good week. We'll catch you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.